Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, we're tracking a wintry snap coming in for Wednesday. It is short-lived. And then we've got the windy westerlies coming back by the end of the week. Either way, the weather is very unsettled for the next 7 days ahead. So let's try and make sense of it all. Starting off with the animated wind map. Westerlies for the North Island today. That's why it's warm. In fact, warmer than average across a large portion of New Zealand for Tuesday. But the cold southerly is down here and arrives in Southland this afternoon. So let's compare temperatures. This is the departure from normal. In other words, how much warmer or colder is it at the warmest point of the day. And as you can see, for today, Tuesday, most of New Zealand is warmer than average by a few degrees, or if you're in the red zone, 4 to several degrees above average for this time of the year. But you can see the southerly in Southland only by a degree or so below average, but it starts. So let's compare this afternoon with tomorrow, Wednesday, how much colder it is. So the dark blue or the blue areas are below average, but the areas without colour are normal for this time of the year. So in the grips of this so-called major winter blast, some other outlets are calling it a major winter blast, as you can see at the peak of the cold, more than half of the country is normal for this time of the year, and if you're over on the west coast, you're above normal. Now let's take a look at the rainfall for the next several days. A fair bit of rain coming to the west coast, and like I say, later this week, winds turn strong westerly, so that encourages more rain in the west. Pale blue, that's over 100 millimetres, and the other area to look for is the pink and purple, which is 45 to about 70 millimetres. So that's a big portion of the southern part of the South Island and southwestern side of the North Island. But the low rainfall totals, dark blue, green and yellow, that's the whole northeastern side of the North Island. And in fact, some areas around Gisborne and Hawke's Bay, you might have 0 millimetres in the next week ahead. Now, snowfall for the next 3 days ahead, most of it up in the mountains and ranges of both islands, although this might affect the desert roads. State Highway 1 might be seeing snow this week, as will the Alpine passes, Queenstown, potentially Wanaka and Arrowtown and Te Anau, they might all get some snow as well. But as you can see, the more populated lower level areas are looking snow free. So let's take a look in more detail at the forecast for the next few days ahead. This is lunchtime Wednesday, low pressure in the middle, helping to dredge up that very cold southerly. And it is cold, the southerly's off the screen and straight into the South Island. But look, some big dry areas. So once you get from about Queenstown northwards, it's a little hard to find that rain or snow showers. So most of it will be falling in southern areas, and then the bulk of the moisture on Wednesday goes into the North Island. Once we get to Thursday, most of it is now out to sea to our east. That dark blue line indicates that we're all under the cold air still, but it's starting to change as it goes westerly, so things will start to warm up a bit in the South Island. In fact, Thursday, temperatures reset to normal in most parts of the North Island, still a bit colder than average in the North Island. And then we get to Friday, and by Friday, things do go downhill again. We've got another windy change coming back in. Now, this southerly on Friday doesn't really come from far south of New Zealand. It only comes from halfway onto our screen here, whereas the one we've got for Wednesday right down. So this one will be cold, but not as cold as what we've just had or coming in for Wednesday. You can see that dark blue line means the North Island is windy, but a little bit warmer on Friday. But on Saturday, it gets colder around the North Island again, although some in the east will be sunny and getting warmer because of that windy westerly blowing through. And our final map is for Sunday, and it shows the same old pattern. Windy westerlies across the country. That dark blue line goes back up to the far north, so that means there's a temperature drop right across New Zealand again on Sunday, but it's not as bad as the Wednesday and Thursday cold snap for this week. And then behind it, the winds start to turn a little bit more warmer west to northwest. So it is a windy and unsettled several days ahead, with the peak of the cold really on Wednesday night and Thursday morning. That is all from me. We will see you again on Wednesday with the very latest.